Hey, legends in the making! You're tuned to WWE Uncovered, bringing WWE to your screen daily. Hit that bell and let's start. WWE's current landscape feels like it's shifting in unexpected ways, and some of its most familiar names are suddenly surrounded by more questions than answers. From surprising creative turns to long-teased storylines that haven't quite paid off yet, there's a lot happening beneath the surface. The Usos, once the emotional core of WWE's family-driven storytelling, now find themselves at a crossroads that has left fans divided. Chelsea Green continues to push bold ideas that could redefine the Women's United States Championship, while Randy Orton's ongoing absence has sparked speculation and concern across the WWE universe. These stories aren't just about wins and losses. They're about momentum, character evolution, and whether WWE is willing to fully commit to the narratives it's been building for months. Let's break it all down and look at where things stand right now. Chelsea Green's second run as United States Champion. Chelsea Green's second reign as Women's United States Champion has leaned heavily into personality-driven storytelling rather than traditional title defenses. Instead of letting the championship exist quietly in the background, Chelsea has made herself the focal point of every segment she appears in. Her loud confidence and self-centered presentation reinforce the idea that the title belongs to her world, not the other way around. This approach has helped give the relatively new championship a sense of identity at a time when it still needs definition. By pushing creative ideas and embracing character work, Chelsea has shown that her reign is about visibility and entertainment as much as competition. Whether fans love or hate her, she has succeeded in making the title feel relevant every week. The presidential gimmick and character evolution. Chelsea Green's presidential-style presentation has become one of the most defining elements of her current character. Surrounded by security and speaking with exaggerated authority, she carries herself like a leader who believes she is above everyone else. The gimmick perfectly complements her entitled, dramatic personality, turning her into a walking spectacle every time she appears on screen. It consistently draws strong reactions, which is exactly what a mid-card champion should aim for. By blending comedy with arrogance, Chelsea keeps audiences engaged while still demanding to be taken seriously. Even in weeks without major title defenses, her presence feels important. The presidential act has helped elevate her character beyond standard championship tropes and has given her reign a clear, entertaining identity. The Divas Open Challenge concept. The Divas Only Open Challenge is one of Chelsea Green's most creative and potentially impactful ideas. Designed as a tribute to the Divas era, the concept limits challengers to women who competed between 2008 and 2015. This restriction instantly creates intrigue, as fans would tune in each week wondering who might walk through the curtain. It's not just about nostalgia. It's about unpredictability and excitement. The Open Challenge format has always been effective, and adding a Divas-era twist makes it feel fresh. It would also give the Women's United States Championship a distinct identity separate from other titles. By connecting the present to the past, this concept could elevate the championship while celebrating an important chapter in WWE history. Potential returns and matchups from the Divas era. If WWE fully commits to the Divas-Only Open Challenge concept, the list of possible appearances instantly becomes exciting. Names like Nikki Bella, Maryse, Natalya, Paige, Michelle McCool, and AJ Lee carry instant recognition and credibility. Even short, one-night returns would generate massive crowd reactions and online discussion. These matches wouldn't require long-term storylines or full-time returns, making them low-risk but high-reward attractions. For longtime fans, it's a nostalgic callback to an era that helped shape today's women's division. For newer viewers, it offers a chance to see influential performers they may have only heard about. Most importantly, these appearances would make the Women's United States Championship feel special, unpredictable, and worth paying attention to on a weekly basis. The custom title belt challenge Chelsea Green has also pitched the idea of a custom Women's United States Championship inspired by the classic butterfly Divas title, but that proposal faces obvious obstacles. WWE has allowed minor belt customizations in the past, such as Naomi's caution tape design, but a full redesign tied to one champion is much harder to justify. Championships need visual consistency, especially when they may change hands quickly. A heavily personalized belt could limit flexibility and continuity. That said, even subtle adjustments, color accents, side plate changes, or minor detailing could still help reflect Chelsea's character. While a full butterfly-style redesign may be unlikely, smaller visual tweaks remain possible and could still make her reign feel unique without disrupting the championship's long-term presentation. The Usos' conflicting mindsets. The most intriguing aspect of the Usos' reunion was never about them being together again, but about how different Jimmy and Jey had become. Jey embraced a colder, Roman Reigns-inspired philosophy centered on personal success and cutting off distractions. Jimmy stood on the opposite end, valuing loyalty, friendships, and putting others before himself. This contrast created genuine tension, especially when Jey reminded Jimmy that he had never reached world championship status. It wasn't hatred or jealousy. It was a clash of worldviews. That dynamic gave the story emotional depth and made every interaction feel meaningful. Fans weren't waiting for a random betrayal. They were waiting to see which mindset would ultimately win, and at what cost to their brotherhood. Months of teasing without a payoff. From September onward, WWE layered the Usos' story with constant hints of an impending explosion. Jey's world title loss, frustration during War Games, and his intense backstage promo all pointed toward a breaking point. Each setback added fuel to his growing resentment and emotional distance. Everything felt like it was building toward a major character shift or shocking betrayal. Then, suddenly, it all stopped. Jey returned to his usual presentation, reunited seamlessly with Jimmy, and moved back into the tag team division. The tension that had been carefully planted simply vanished. For fans who invested months into reading between the lines, the lack of payoff felt jarring. What once seemed like deliberate long-term storytelling now feels unresolved and incomplete. Where the Usos' story goes. From here, the Usos re-entering the tag team division brings undeniable star power, but it also feels like a narrative reset rather than a conclusion. Fans are left questioning whether the earlier tension still matters, or if it was quietly dropped. There is still a path to salvaging the story. Continued losses, missed opportunities, or mounting frustration could finally push Jey over the edge. A delayed payoff could work if it directly ties back to everything that has already happened. However, long-term storytelling requires patience and reward in equal measure. If WWE stretches this arc too far without meaningful progression, audience investment may fade. The story can still succeed, but only if the eventual payoff feels intentional rather than overdue.